Okay, so Urban Decay have been up to some shenanigans recently, right? And I'm halfway into thinking these are PR stunts. There's no other explanation. Urban Decay. Urban Decay, we were rooting for you. I think I've done a few videos now on Urban Decay, and each time the mood has been they're not at their best, but I see a light. I see a light at the end of a tunnel. I feel like Urban Decay are a creative brand. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And I always thought there was a comeback. There's gonna be a big Urban Decay comeback, and there's been things along the way that have made me think, yeah, it's coming, it's happening. But they just continue to outdate themselves, right? And just make poor decisions. And I think they're in this realm already of people are like, oh, Urban Decay. And now they're like, oh, Urban Decay. They were a great brand. Even before the Naked palettes were like a huge success. They were an incredible brand. And the Naked palettes were, of course, a huge success, but you can't rely on one thing, especially at the rapid movement, the rapid way the makeup industry grows. And it seems like they have been falling out of relevancy within the makeup space for quite a while. And to me, it's almost like they kind of try to tame themselves down a little bit, and it actually didn't work out for the best. And at the same time, they try to grip on and hold on to what really works for them, or what really worked for them being the name Naked, and that's not what people wanted. This is another case of read your comments and read what people want, because people were saying, let go of a Naked thing, and they were like, no, they kept doing it. Well, either way, they're currently trying to like change it up. And now I'm not so sure how I feel about it. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing. Urban Decay posted these tweets on their Instagram and kind of made this whole, not cryptic, but like quite an excitingly cryptic post. And we'll be talking about their newest launch after this section. Let's take a little look at these, okay? So the first post they put up was a kind of screenshot of this tweet that says, the boring copy and paste glam gentrification of makeup absolutely destroys me every time I'm reminded of it. This is what they took away from you. And here it shows some bright Urban Decay single eyeshadows with this bright blue lipstick and these incredible glosses. And then they show another tweet. Makeup brands have become so boring. Why am I fighting for color, glitter, and liners? It's true. I mean, all this is true. This one says, no offense, but the internet is so saturated with people who are excellent at makeup now. I'm no longer impressed by any of it. No one stands out anymore. Everyone looks the same. Everyone does the same. Makeup is boring now. Makeup is boring now. That's why I stopped doing it. Disagree a little bit. You need to find the right people. Find your people and you'll be good. But I know what they're saying. But this was on an Instagram post, right? So it's a carousel of images. Urban Decay posted these with this caption. We're not afraid to say it. Makeup has gotten really bland. Wasn't makeup meant to perform, to express, to have fun? So why is everyone playing it safe? Great question. Great question. And it's something we talk about a lot here on this channel, especially. It's that clean girl lip balm, tinted lip balm and some mascara. Look how at my makeup. It's like, where's your makeup? Where's your makeup? Just teach yourself a cut crease, hun. Teach yourself a smoky eye. At least blend out an eye pencil. You know what I mean? Do something. And everyone was like pretty excited in the comments here. Like, oh my god, Urban Decay are gonna bring it back. They're gonna give us some exciting things like they used to do back in the day, back when. Let's do it. Let's get into this. Everyone is down for some more exciting makeup. And coming from a brand like Urban Decay, where you can tell people are still like, okay, you're not doing the best at the moment with your releases, but we know you used to be that edgier brand. You used to be that brand that was like, you know, different, great. So like, if anyone's gonna do it, Urban Decay is gonna do it. Listen, I'll say that after, it's fine. And it was kind of like an admittance. Urban Decay were like, listen, we haven't been edgy in a long time. We haven't done something in a long time. We're not afraid to admit it. Urban Decay is having a midlife crisis and we're gonna, you know, give it back to you. So just prefacing this, preface. Right after this post went out, Urban Decay announced and showcased their newest release. Obviously, they have been talking it up on the feed. We were expecting something new. You know, Urban Decay are posting a post like this. Their next release is gonna be color. It's going to be exciting. It's not going to be for everyone because we're still in that time where, you know, clean girl is kind of a thing. But we're going to have some great, exciting products now. Right? Oh my god, it's so exciting, so exciting. I would expect colors, some fun textures, glitters, liners. With KBeauty styles being more popular, I was waiting for some ethereal grunge and chunky metallics. Like give us some earthy liners, some fun toppers. Do you want to look at the release if you haven't seen it already? Shall we? Dust and Crust. The dirt around this palette is more exciting than what's in the palette. We're not afraid to admit it, makeup's become very boring. Here you go. It's like that thing, it's like you're getting a tax rebate. It's like, oh my god, how much? $1. It's like, You know, it's that excitement, it's that hype, and then suddenly it's like, but. So there's two different tones in this. We have this more like colder, more grays and muteds, and then we have this warmer like browns and sandy colors and, you know, deserty colors. Makeup Revolution. It looks like Makeup Revolution. Makeup Revolution don't even need to dupe this because they've already done it. And they're like, ooh, the middle's a circle. It's like a circle in a palette with creams and powders. One second, I'm gonna faint. And listen, I don't expect many makeup releases now to be revolutionary, right? I don't expect something to be new all the time. We've done makeup, we're doing makeup, but textures, formulas can be really fun, really exciting. The mixing of textures within a palette can be really exciting, which that is what this is, but they've done it so it's not exciting. So apparently this is part of them like reinventing icons. Their icons and pushing makeup to its peak performance, right? Which I get, but like also let it go. Also let it go. I do think the formulas often naked palettes are outdated. At the time they were so superior and they were beautiful, but that was a while ago now, especially when it comes to the revolution of makeup and the formulas. There is some updating that's needed. Let me just tell you something, right? The most hilarious thing happened. There is a content creator called Grant Lanier. I just realized I never said the last name. Lanier, I haven't said that right. I think he's a makeup artist because his makeup's incredible. I was watching a live stream he did, and he was using this palette, and he put a bit of the eyeshadow on his eye and stopped, and he looked at the camera. My jaw dropped, and in that moment, I felt like we were looking at each other with both our mouths open, like, what the fuck is this? Because it went on his eye. See-through. It was non-existent, the product. I'll put in his TikTok.
Urban Decay, what the hell is this? So for those that don't know, I like to do one side of my look on live. I started that today, and I quickly realized that it needed to be a first impressions video because this, love the packaging, love the vibes. Does feel very cheap. I will say that. It is a slide open palette. It just feels flimsy. It does not feel high quality at all. But I started to do this look. I dipped in. They have 4 creams in the middle. Love that they tried to add new formulas. Also love that they don't work. Started putting it on the lid, and would anyone else expect that color to be that non-existent on the eye? I mean, we might as well test the powder, right, on top of it. We're gonna go in with the matching powder and see if that's any better. Oh my god, wow, there's something. I don't know, I just think we need to talk about this Urban Decay rebrand, or lack thereof. I don't even want to call it a rebrand because basically it's just like a revamped version of a naked palette, and that's it. But you're gonna tease stuff like this to make us think we're going back to like 90s or whatever, grunge, colorful, fun makeup, and you give us these. What the hell is going on? We have enough of this on the market already. We want the fun makeup back. I love my girl Urban Decay, and I know she can do it, and I keep giving her chances, but we're on thin ice. And you know, I think part of me tries to be understanding ever since like the skin tint and chapstick cult took over the beauty space, which by the way makes no fucking sense. We have total control over who owns the beauty space, and then we're gonna complain about it being boring. Babe, you're hyping up all the people that are doing that and taking away the fun. I'm not gonna say boring. It's, you know, there's natural makeup artists out there, people that just like their makeup natural. There are brands for that, but the problem is that it's gotten so big on social media that every brand is following that we are losing fun things. So, I don't know. I feel like a 16-year-old girl in high school doing my eyeshadow with this palette right now, and I'm not living for that. Because could you imagine if this palette was like black, still had the same vibe, that like reflect, like that molding, whatever it is, maybe like the words in green, like some lime acid green or something. You open it up, it's just shimmers and glitters of blues and pinks and greens and blacks, dark browns. Put me in the meeting. We're tired. We're tired. I'm gonna go finish what I started, I guess. Also, let me just sit you down for the storybook that came with this. Where self-expression meets performance. Who's expressing themselves with these shades? Imagine you're stranded on a desert island. What's one makeup essential you would bring? That's what we asked ourselves when creating the new Urban Decay Naked Shaped palette, and the answer, a palette that does it all. Does it all? As liner, for brows, contour and highlight, as shadow. There's 3 shades. Sorry, I just wanna, where? In this shade that I'm assuming you're gonna say like deep skin tones can use to contour, it looks like fucking grease. It blends out like grease. I look like I just got done changing my oil in my car. I kind of feel like the makeup artist you used to create this might need a new career. A little harsh, but like, don't say this can do all of that, and like just hype it up because it's a new naked palette that we've had 70,000 of. It's just that. It's not a contour palette, it's not a highlight palette, it's not a liner, it's not brows, because it doesn't do all of that, and that is okay. We thought we were gonna get grunge and aesthetic and fun back from you, but we'll keep waiting.
And it's just terrible. And I have to be honest with you, I've seen so many people use it and be extremely disappointed. And I have to say something. I still think Urban Decay have something in them to bring this brand back to life and bring us something exciting. I still think they've got it. And I just think, I mean, somebody left a comment as well. They were like, you have to deposit the product and then warm it up. You shouldn't have to do all that. You shouldn't have to do all that for a palette like this. Not everyone is a makeup artist. Not everyone wants to do all this extra work to get a result from something. And yes, a lot of makeup artists will be using this, but yes, a lot of regular people, in quotes, will also be using this. And it's meant to be that one and done, this does everything palette, and it is just not. It just does not give what it's meant to be giving. I do also think as well, and I think a lot of people will agree with me, and a lot of people have said it in comments of various posts about this, is that maybe, of course, a product like this is planned for a while. So perhaps they should have waited to post that Instagram thing, being like, exciting makeup is coming, after this release, because they basically just done themselves in with this, really. I do have to add, from recording this on the 10th of September, these were teased over on Trend Mood Instagram. They seem to be lip oils. The blue looks kind of fun. We all know it's going to be clear, though. Another boring release. So perhaps there aren't funner things lined up. It'll be interesting to see what they do around the holiday season and into the new year. But again, nothing exciting is coming from them as of yet. Talking about reinventing their icons, which, let me just say, sorry, about this. So reinventing iconic products. Urban Decay are one of the few brands who are lucky enough in this climate of makeup industry, the makeup industry, to have an iconic product. More than one. Their all-nighter setting spray, their naked palettes, 1 to 3. Iconic. There are not many brands who have iconic products. Estee Lauder Double Wear, MAC Fix Plus, MAC Studio Fix, Urban Decay All-Nighter, not anymore. Brands don't do that anymore. Brands that, apart from Tier and their red cushion compact. Like, you think of that name, you think of that brand, that's the one. You think, you know, you think of that brand, that's the product that comes up. Brands don't do that. It's very rare brands do that anymore. So a brand that is still around today, having one in existence is a great thing. So why would you then change the formula of one of your iconic products when it already works so well and is trusted by so many people? So they have reformulated their all-nighter setting spray. And before anyone who is a fan of a brand or a fan of that setting spray panics, here's why you shouldn't. It's still around. Skindinavia, right? Skindinavia is a manufacturer. They're their own manufacturer and are the original makers of the Urban Decay setting spray. They have worked with Urban Decay since 2010 and own the formula. They license the formula out to Urban Decay to put their branding on and sell. Brands do that, right? And it's been a cult classic since, literally. So L'Oreal, who are the owners of Urban Decay, decided to cut ties with Skindinavia, who make this original formula, in their rebrand, and have completely, basically, fobbed off this small business. while doing it. And that's one of the reasons that people are kind of mad at Urban Decay. Scandinavia is a small business who are probably, I mean, they say small business, but have they not made a good amount from this setting spray? But they probably relied on this partnership for years, and Urban Decay maybe didn't make it obvious that it wasn't their product, right? And this bigger brand eating a smaller brand has left a bad taste in people's mouths with the release of a new and improved all-nighter setting spray. It does almost give off them saying that this other business's product is worse, which would be a huge kick in the teeth after working with them for 15 years. Now, if they were making this setting spray themselves and making a completely different formula and saying this is new and improved, it's better than the old formula, then great. But what they're doing is saying that the old formula wasn't so great, and that old formula exists still within another brand. So, and Scandinavia sell it. They sell the original formula. I personally think it smells like piss, but some people love it. I just really think in a world where everyone is in competition with each other in the makeup industry and there's a lot of competition, reformulating a hero product is definitely risky considering you just had this release. But if you are a die-hard fan of this formula, you can literally buy that original setting spray from the Scandinavia website. So moving on, let's talk about this new and improved setting spray, right? Allure sent out one of their cosmetic chemists to find out what exactly the differences are in the two formulas. And it's a little bit shocking that they aren't that different. The new formula has stronger preservatives, an added antioxidant, and they might have changed over to using freeze-dried aloe vera instead of liquid for a better shelf life. So all things considered, them dropping Scandinavia for the sake of swapping out a couple of ingredients definitely seems a little bit unethical because they've taken the formula but changed a few things. It's like, oh, this is butter. Yeah, but this is salted butter. You know what I mean? Could it have been potentially about price, money, with them struggling the last couple of years, thinking if we can make our own setting spray and people love it so much, we don't have to outsource it and pay another company a part of it. I would love to know your opinions about this. I'm a little bit like, I can't tell if I'm mad at them or not. I'm mad at them for not doing well. for not doing their best. It's like having a child and being like, I know you can do better than this. Why aren't you performing to your standards? Why aren't you living life the best you can when I know you can do better? You know, it's kind of a the setting spray thing. I know everyone's like a little bit, oh, it's a small business, but it's been 15 years. Surely they've made millions and millions. But still, I mean, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but it is still a little bit shitty to do something like that. The wording could have perhaps been a little bit better instead of saying like new and improved about a formula that already exists within a different brand. The same setting spray you all love, but with a different formula. Because there's a huge price difference. If people want the original, they'll just go and buy the original, you know? Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I just have to say, I've said this in another video again. I went away for a week. I did almost 2 weeks. And so much happened over that time. Yes, I'm going to talk about it. If you send it to me, yes, I'm going to make a video on it. I get in so many messages. Have you seen this? Have you seen this? Yes, I have. Loads of stuff happened while I was away. So I wasn't able to do any kind of filming, catching up, anything like that. I am just catching up. And my videos are at a point where we're 2 weeks in advance of so I'm filming something. It comes out 2 weeks later, so do please bear with. I will talk about it, and I don't care if it's relevant or irrelevant at the time. I just like to share my opinion. So thank you so much for joining me again. But and that's not to say I don't appreciate your messages, filling me in on what's going on. But just if there's any urgency in your mind, I have seen it, and yes, I will talk about it. All right, thanks again for joining me. I will see you very soon.